probably one of my most used phrases, one of my favorite phrases as well. If you were to ask any of my friends, they would say I use it quite a bit. It's not that deep. It, in fact, is never that deep. I mean, really, to see the detriments of all the choices you're making, it'll take time. So, why think of your choices as some deep action with a lot of consequences if you can't see the consequences right away? I mean, I go by living my day to day life, just doing things that feel good in the moment, and I'm doing well, at least for now. But I've done things that have potentially set me up for failure in the future, or whatever failure is. But the thing is, in the process of the failure or whatever the bad consequences of it being in the future, I'll get time to tell myself I'm fine with it. So, really, why do the long, hard-working things that reward you in the future? I mean, for one thing, not everyone who studies gets good grades or whatever, the first example that came to mind. Like, what I'm saying is, not every person who invested got returns from their investments. I mean, it can always go wrong, so why do it? Why suffer now in a hope that you'll enjoy more later? That there is a chance that you'll enjoy more later when you can just enjoy now, and it isn't even guaranteed that you'll suffer later. Like, if the goal of life is enjoyment or just fulfillment or success or whatever it is, I'm feeling more from an enjoyment perspective of being happy, of whatever the human goal is. That's the perspective I've been taking up here. Um, why? Why long term? Long term will happen. By then, long term will be short term. Like, as much as I think planning will help, at one point you have to ask yourself, what's the point? At what point does a certain amount of effort start not being worth it for the results that you're about to get? Because not, again, it's just that not every time you put in effort for the future, it's going to give something as good, as bad as the effort was. Like the balance. So, yeah, why? One thing I firmly believe in is life doesn't owe you anything. And the follow up thought is, as much as life doesn't owe me anything, it has given me a lot of things. So now, do I owe life because of that? Like, because of the privilege I have been born into, because of the innumerable good things that happened to me, do I owe life to try to be a good person? I mean, this answer is completely subjective. There is no life over here. I mean, there can be people who've done good things for you, let's say parents. They work their asses off. They take care of you. Have for a reasonable amount of time, at least mine have. So, do I owe it to them to live life as they'd see fit for me? Or would they? Or in the end, it's just my life? Like, there are contrasting point of views here. Right now is a good example of not thinking about the long term that I'm doing. It's 4 a.m. Tomorrow I have a 9 a.m. class. In 5 hours I have a class and I haven't slept. And from the past 3 days, I've been sleeping for 10 hours straight. So as far as my track record goes, I'm not waking up for my class. So, yeah. And even if I do, I'll probably sleep in the afternoon, which will disrupt my sleep cycle even more. So nothing good is coming out of this. But again, why should it? If I enjoy making these videos, if this time of college is never going to come back again, if I'm never going to be 18 again, and in the grand scheme of things, will one night matter? It won't. So should I feel bad about it? Should there be a pursuit of me trying to fix my sleep schedule if one night won't matter? Again, for this night to matter, it will probably have to be a series of nights which slowly and slowly mess up my sleep schedule even more and more, and then the results start to show. But by then I'm already familiarized with it. I'm like, okay, I know there are going to be sleep withdrawals, I'm going to sleep during class, I'm probably, energy managing is going to be tough, but fine. That's just something I'll take for the sleep I'm losing. So just things like this. Some things are obviously bad for you when it comes to health, when it comes to mental health, definitely. But there's an appeal to that. Not in a sense there's something about the thing that will make you want to do it. Probably will, but I feel like more the appeal is how much of your life, how many of your decisions do you want to make, do you want to live by having the restriction that you always want the best for yourself. Because I feel like as much as it is a personal choice, I don't think I would choose that. Talked to a friend about this I think like a few months ago. And as she pointed out very rightly, I feel like just the fact that I don't have to worry about always wanting the best for myself, that means I've lived a privileged life where even getting not the best is very sustainable for me. And I think she's right. And to think, if I'm doing things that are not the best for me, am I not giving life what I owe life? Because life has provided me with the choice, with the privilege of still being able to sustain without always fighting for the best, this leisure of choice. So while doing that, am I just utilizing life to the fullest, or am I making stupid decisions? Again, the thing is, this thought, all of it stops when I just say it's not that deep. That's why it's one of my favorite sayings. And yeah, I mean, really, realistically, I can just go through life doing whatever I am, and it won't matter. In a sense, it won't matter to me in the long term, because I will never know what my life could have been if I never made these choices that I'm making. I mean, every bad choice you make, you're never really going to find out how good your life could have been if you made the other choice. And if you never find out, how are you really going to feel bad about your life, whatever you're living then, because by then you're used to it. So it's really a trap. I mean, like, the thing is, as much as this is there, I feel like a big part of what bothers me is that I know a lot of my choices don't come out of a place of actual reason. They come out of a place of I just need dopamine, or I just need something to excite me in life. I can't take boredom for very long. I feel like a big part of it comes from just watching multiple like just spending multiple hours, days probably on short form content. And I know, like, I feel like that's the rule one of every self-help thing you'll find these days, is that short form content will kill you. It'll kill your attention span and like whatever. Yeah, okay, everybody knows drinking's bad, everybody knows smoking's bad. People don't know how bad this actually is. It reduces your capabilities as a human. And genuinely, I don't think that's one thing I'm very sure I don't want that to be the driving force of whatever I'm doing. Like, I'd much rather make different worse decisions than spend all day brain rotting, because that's just genuinely taking my life away from me. So that. Again, I will like to clarify, this video is not serious in the sense that I'm going through something. I'm not. Because there are people I know who'll watch this probably. So yeah. I feel like people I know who'll watch this also know that I think like this on a regular day without actually going through anything, so it's chill only. But yeah, that's it's not that deep. But yeah, I mean, realistically though, there is no purpose. I have thought about this. I thought about this the other day, and I realized why people opt to just believe in a religion and how easy it would make life. And honestly, I feel like as much as I've said right now, and I feel like as a just a background context, I do not believe in any religion as per se, and like I don't believe in the truth value of it. I'm open to. I'm not going to say it's false, but I genuinely can't prove it's true. So I don't say I believe in anything per se. And yeah, that. So with that in as context, but I'm saying that I realize the appeal behind religion. Like definitely in believing that there is some motive to your life, because genuinely I feel like as much as I'm growing, what my parents would say is less and less of a motive, and what they find ideal is less and less of what aligns to me. So there's less and less to live by. So to have a religion, to have a rule book, to have a mission, to have a purpose in life is quite appealing. So I see the appeal behind it. And yeah, like it's just because right now I can just do anything and everything. Like it's genuinely just all up to me. And honestly, it's freedom, all for it. But at the same time, it's just when you do get the freedom, when you do have your own life in your own hands, and you can do anything you want. You don't want to do anything you can do. You want to do the best thing for yourself, even not if the best, just because come on, bro. How many times are you going to live? And as I've said like not more than 5 minutes ago in this video probably, that I don't want the best thing for myself to be a restriction in most of the actions I make. I do care about wanting good things for myself. Like, in a sense, I'm not gonna just go around being a bum. That's not something I want for myself. So yeah, I mean, life goes on. The whole video can be avoided by saying it's not that deep. It in fact is never that deep. But still, I feel like moments like these, having talks like these, especially for future Aryan to listen to as well, it's good. It's good. And as much as I'm losing sleep, probably an extra half hour because of this, I'll take it. This is definitely a trade-off I'll have. I mean, most things in life just end up being a trade-off. So you get this, you lose this. Just choose your trade-offs. And in the end, honestly, by the time life ends, by the time life is still going on, whatever, there is nobody to monitor the quality of your trade-offs. There is nobody to monitor the quality of life you're living. There's nobody you have to prove to that you lived a good life, that you made all the decisions you should have made. There are no decisions you should have made. In the end, it's genuinely all for yourself. All the people in your life whom you love, who you let affect you, who you affect, all of them are there just because you keep them. So yeah, I mean, good question to ponder upon. I don't think there's an answer to this. Obviously there isn't. Art is subjective, so is philosophy. Is that just because life has given you things despite it not owing you, do you owe it back because of it? Or now is it your responsibility to use what's like given by life to you? In a sense that, yeah, I think I explained. There's a 14-minute video before this point to explain what I'm saying. Yeah, I'll go sleep. Bye bye.